Okay, next one we were talking about knees. How do you strengthen the quadriceps to protect your knee joints? So it's again very simple one. You have to remember the first video. You have to have your feet as wide as your hips and then parallel. And then very simple. And you do this repetitive, it goes ages. You have to really do it till your muscles are burning, till you have no more strength. So you just sit down, hop, and then you come back. But notice how legs are going backwards. So if you go like this, that's not good. You're hurting your patella, your knee joint, the front of your knee even more. So when you go backwards, sit yourself backwards and notice, okay, just test it when you're here. If you are hanging here, you should be able to lift, curl your toes, and all your weight is on your heels, and then you come up. And then as you do that, you have to really squeeze your glutes and your quadriceps, so you're not just fluffing up and down, you're actually working it. So you go backwards and then stretch. That's it. Hop and then hop. And then do it within a range of the injury. If your knees are hurting when you go too low, don't go too low. Just stay a little bit. You see, you stay a little bit on the top and then come back. You just like hop and then hop. And then keep doing that. Strong. You have to, the lower the better. Just imagine you have a chair to sit on and then you have to get up. And then somehow use both feet, ground your both feet. 3 points of that foot, come up and down. Simple as that. Okay. And then slowly, so you're going to down towards the floor, you roll yourself down. Somehow you end up on a floor, get to the floor. And then we're going to use this strap. We did, yeah. So you lie down on the floor and then resistance. This is a little bit of pushing, like in a gym you have this resistance against that machine. So you work those legs. So you can start with one leg, double it up so its resistance is stronger. Okay, and then you have two options in this one. First, flex your foot. So this is your flexed foot. This is the L-shaped foot. You flex it. And then knee to your chest and hold the strap close so its resistance is greater. And then push through your heel. Notice the strength, just to stretch that strap. It's like, whoa, like hop. And then really push against it. And you feel it more, yeah, everywhere actually, in the back of your legs. Okay, you do 10 of those, like really stretch. Okay, and then you change. After 10, you end up on your toes. Move your strap to the toes, and now you have to point your toes rather than flex your foot. Now you have to point your toes and push through your you see my toes, you have to push, and that's where you feel quite strongly in your quadricep. Like push, like, yeah, that's it, against the elasticity of that strap. Like point, like you see, like as much as you can point. And those toes, again, those toes reflect on you can just feel the engagement is strong here. Like hop, perfect. And then you change the leg again. You go on your heel first, 10 times. You push and then back. You push and then back. Hop and hop and hop and hop. Okay, and then you do toes. Again, move it to the toes quite strongly, and then point your toes. Point and then hop and then back. Hook it somehow so it doesn't slip. And again, push through your toes, long leg, and then back. And then you can go both legs now. So after you've done 10 of each side, get both legs. And then it's even more. It's like hop and then back and hop. And that's actually good for the knees too. There's a little gentle movement in your knees, in your knee joints. Like really go against it. Like hop, stretch. Stretch. Okay. And then slowly you do last one. And then you rest. And then the next one is brilliant. I need a block. I'm going to get a block. It's brilliant because it does, again, it's coming to the lower back work. Actually, on the floor, lower back. You place the brick in between your legs and your feet are parallel. So if I turn myself, you see that they're not wide apart. You need to have them, when you squeeze the block, it's there. Just make sure that your block is not touching your knees. If you start squeezing and releasing and you're bashing your knees, you're not doing much in your inner groin. So idea is to work the muscles in your inner groins. And very simple movement, again, it's so static and so beautiful. You remember I was saying that if your IT band is tight and these inside thigh muscles are weak, your knee gets wear and tear, it's in balance pool. So usually we need to stretch this one, which we'll later, but you need to strengthen this one. So this block, just squeeze and release. Squeeze and notice how block moves. Squeeze, and that's brilliant. This is you working your strong legs to support the knee joints. That's it. And you can do this one zillion times. And one good thing in this, apart from the working the legs, you work in the pelvic floor, which is important anyway, you know. So you have a strong pelvic floor rather than, weak. Anyway, and then, so you do as many as you want these ones. It's quite easy. Just squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. And then use that squeeze now to lift your spine on the floor. Again, you can do it, so make sure that your feet are grounded. Don't let them be all over the place. You need to have a good grounding on your feet, hands down, and then just lift up and down. Keep squeezing that brick though. Up and then down. If you don't have a brick, could be cushion, could be anything, could be book, could be anything that you can squeeze in between your legs. Doesn't need to be this yoga block. And then, so in this one, you're working two things. Again, you're working your inner legs, but also you're working your glutes and your lower back muscles, which is again good for you, for the troubles in the lumbar spine. So you have a double yummy in this one. And again, you do 10 of those. And ideally, see how it goes. Ideally, you would stay up and it'll pulse, pulse, pulse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you release. Yeah. And then keep that block, okay? You can continue with that block work. Lift your legs up like this. It's again very simple. Keep squeezing that block. It engages your abdominals. And arms a tiny bit away from your body so you have space to maneuver. And then just gentle. This is easy. Use your arms to ground yourself. Just little like this. And then little like that. Okay, breath. Inhale. And then squeeze your abdominals. Exhale. That's really like, everyone can do that. Because you can choose the range. You know, just like keep your legs. Again, notice legs. Legs are not lazy like this. You have to lift them up and pointing your toes and keep squeezing that brick. It would keep you in check. That's it. And then eventually on the last one, for example, on your right side, drop your knees down. Oh, it's beautiful. And notice again how that brick stacks the hips beautifully. And then you open your arm and look away from your knees. Oh. And that's a stretch for your lower back. In the end of this lower back works. This is so good to stretch. And then slowly you pick yourself up. And then you go to the other side. Oh, lovely. And then you come back. Get rid of the block. And then get back to strap. Last one. This would release the tension again in the lumbar spine and also stretches the hips. You know this one. So first, and it's quite easy, everyone can do this. First, get your leg long. So don't bend your leg. Your knee has to be straight. So whatever range is for you. If it's here, it's fine. If it's here, it's fine. As long as this leg is straight. Yeah. And then, after, for example, you stay here for 5 breaths. And then extend the other leg straight on the, you see, flex your foot. If it's lazy foot, you don't get much. So both legs need to be straight. And then you shift your strap onto your hand. And then you open, open, open. And again, depends what's your level. Just open, whatever, doesn't matter where. Just feel that stretch in your inner thighs you've been just working. But now, important one. You lift and then with that straight leg you go till your foot touches the ground. Till your foot touches the ground and you open. And notice the stretch here in your lumbar spine, in your glutes, in the IT band, in your hamstring. It's a beautiful this one. and then you hold it. Ideally, you need to look away from your leg, but if it's too much for the neck, look towards the ceiling, it's okay. And then bend your knee to protect everything, come back. And then just quickly on the other side. So again, details here, legs long, flex your foot. You need to feel your heel pulls the back of your leg, so you have to really work it. Don't let it be soft. Flex. The more you extend your heel up, the more it gets you. You can just experiment. If you point your toes, if you flex it, it's like, whoa, total difference. And then also arms, I didn't mention. If your arms are like this, no good. Notice what shoulders are doing, like you smashing them. Try to reach long, and then you just hang away from the leg, and you actually stretching the shoulders. It's a double, it's a double bonus. Anyway, and then extend the other leg. And again, if you need to back off because this bends, and then this one flex it. Perfect. Shift the strap onto the, the open first. Open. Oh. And then you stay there. In every position, you need to stay at least 5 breaths, 10 if you have time. But at least 5, because body needs time to open. If you're rushing too fast, like I'm doing now, I'm just, saving the time for you to watch. Keep it longer. And then, again, flex foot, and it's beautiful. And then feel the glutes opening. And then again, head should go up in a sky. And that's definitely one recommended to release the lower back soreness, the compression. And then you bend your leg to protect everything, and then you're done. That's it. Come to the neutral and just see what you've been doing. Perfect. And that's your little session for the knees and lower back.